He's got to ring you up.
It's all good. I'm never. Thank you.
Oh,
I was gonna say I'm gonna want one of these guys.
oh, okay.
And I'm also going to want.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I want two of these guys.
Aloha! Welcome to Chappy's Tiki Bar. This is my umpteenth installment of Tiki Kon 2022. Please stay till the end, and I'm reunited with my little Chihuahua Mookie. So enjoy Tiki Kon 2022. Here we go. Hello, thank you.
Okay. I'm so glad you're all here. You're in for a huge treat. This is the third in our triple header of Symposiums Ladies' Day edition. We have with us, I think a lot of you know who she is, but she is, this way? There we go. This is like my 6th time doing this. You'd think I would know by now. All right, so Eve Bergeron. Eve's journey began at Trader Vic's in London in 1997 before taking a position as assistant manager at Trader Vic's in Dubai. In the 2000s, she participated in the opening of multiple Trader Vic's properties around the world. She currently oversees product development for Trader Vic's online and handles marketing for Trader Vic's worldwide. Best kept secret, she is the granddaughter of Vic Bergeron, who created Trader Vic's. Among his very many contributions to tiki culture, she is at the top of that list. So I give you Eve Bergeron.
Welcome, aloha, and I'm going to get going. Until I get going, I get all nervous and everything. And we'll do a little show and tell afterwards. I brought some sculptures for you to come up and touch to illustrate. And I always thought that photo would be great because Tiki Oasis movie pairs. There's a maybe living room, and so I wanted to kind of get going. My grandfather, Victor Bergeron, and I did know him. This is at the opening of Trader Vic's Emeryville in 1973. White shoes. This is in November. Okay, wrong one. So in the beginnings, that's Trader Vic. That's probably just a baby, probably 1903 there. And after the 06 earthquake, during the 06 earthquake, I'm going to give a little background on him. Sometimes nobody's seen these pictures. They moved to Nevada, north of San Francisco, to get away from, and that's where I live. They lived actually in Black Point, Nevada. And this is actually near my house, and just to kind of illustrate like the countryside, because his early paintings kind of replicated this. I'm just going to kind of do a few of these paintings, and then it's kind of hard with the different eras and the different mediums that he used later on. These are kind of primitives, but they're fun, and they're in my house. I really like this one because he was a duck hunter. It looks like early morning. I'm sure all of you guys are not up at this hour. But if you are. And these are things that I see around my home up in Nevada, especially when it's springtime. So I'll just kind of little listers. So in 1934, as you all know, you know the history of Trader Vic, so maybe I'm just assuming, prior to opening Hinky Dinks, they moved to Oakland, and they lived over a grocery store when he was growing up in his teens, and he was always kind of frustrated with what he should do with himself. He went to Heald Business School. He was always creative. During Christmas time, he would paint little Christmas cards and sell them, always make the money. And, these are hard times, and, people were very poor at that time. Let's see, Hinky Dinks. So he was working for his aunt and uncle, and he didn't, they really butted heads, and he, really wanted to strike out on his own. At this time in 1934, he had a wife, he had 3 kids, he was 32 years old. And so the story goes, that you see on the internet, $500, $300 to live on for 3 months, what have you. So in 1939, you had the Golden Gate Exposition. And this is when they built that bridge to the East Bay. So you had San Francisco, he was in Oakland, and there was this expansion, it was a celebration of everything. And let's see, the Golden Gate International Exposition demonstrated an eclectic blending of European, Eastern and Latin American architecture, landscape, and artistic styles, evoking the exoticism of the Pacific Rim cultures. So he had traveled to Cuba, he had visited Don the Beachcomber, it's on the menu, he doesn't deny it. And so he was thinking, well, how can I improve my restaurant? They're making money, I'm kind of, doing well here. So this is in 1939, he's at the Golden Gate Exposition. That's my dad, it's really cute. I can tell he's 9 years old. And he's getting more and more introduced to Pacific Island culture and the art and the beauty of it, and even more so a little bit later on. This piece, there's a second piece that actually was just vandalized, but this was at the pageant of the Pacific. And I believe that was kind of a topic here one year. There he met this artist, Antonio Sotomayor, and at the pageant of the Pacific you had many, many artists. This gentleman used to be a busboy at the Palace Hotel, and then he had started doing illustrations, and he has his paintings are at the Palace Hotel right next to the Maxwell Parish paintings, and he did a lot of things. He created the relief map of the Pacific Basin in 1939. This is a huge fountain. If all this assembled, it was disassembled in the 90s, and it's in a warehouse somewhere. But it's just beautiful. And he also did this lovely character drawing of Trader Vic. So, also at the pageant of the Pacific, you had, who? Miguel Columbus. I can't pronounce his name. I wasn't nervous. So the exposition shut down, and then they reopened in 1940. And in 1940, they had this, they decided to have all kinds of artists doing artists in action, where the artists would be like carving, and you had the big mural in the back was Diego Rivera, and there is a film, you can find it on online, he's painting it, and you could walk around and see them doing their thing. There, I think he met a lot of people. So this is the artist, and Antonio Sotomayor is young, he's up at the top second from the left. So in the 1950s, Trader Vic had a lot of success, and the restaurants he was making some money, things were like rolling, he had managers in place, and so this gave him free time. So he was, in the 1950s, he was in his late 40s, early 50s, and he started, he had 9 restaurants, more on the way, private run label, food product company. So he started to let other people run things. He didn't have to be there on a day-to-day basis. And so he started painting. And this was in his house, I remember going there. And There's just kind of a meditation to this. I love this photo, by the way.
Damn, our coupe glasses.
Like the
17. 17? Hey, Eve, how'd it go? Nice.
Oh, I didn't put them in. Oh, you have the bag. No, I just didn't see the bag. I was like, did you leave it there? Oh no, I put it. I went to my room. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, thanks. I'll get that right over there. You want to get? We pass them right now. So, he's gonna ring you up.
It's all good. I'm never. Thank you.
Oh,
I was gonna say I'm gonna want one of these.
oh, okay.
And I'm also going to want
How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
two of these guys. Two of this style.
Let me wrap her stuff up.
Okay. It's all good.
Are you at a good spot there, or do you want me to move? I can move off this table if you need me to. It's going to be 65 total. This tap.
Thanks for watching another edition of Chappy's Tiki Bar. I'm Chappy and this is Mookie. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We have a new episode every Friday. This is Mookie and I'm Chappy, and we're saying life is hard. That's just the way it goes, but sometimes it goes the other way. See you next time on Chappy's Tiki Bar.